Hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Sung and I am a recent master's graduate. Today, I want to present a demo on a fan project that I've been working on for a bit over a year now. I call it Quixotic Pursuit. It is a live Ruina fan game inspired by elements of Demo and Slay the Spire. Now, before we get into it, I do want to make a couple of things clear. Allow me to quiet the music for this. This is a fanwork project and it is not officially related to Project Moon in any way. As such, I've tried my best to follow the fanwork guidelines. First, as a part of the rule set, projects that use official image resources, like the artwork you see on the screen, cannot be sold, distributed, or commercialized. In other words, I will not be able to upload this game for public play. It will remain in my personal possession as a portfolio piece. Secondly, I do want to reiterate that it is a fan-made project. I am the sole developer, and I am not affiliated with Project Moon. Thirdly, though I did try my best to follow the guidelines, I will take down the project without hesitation if requested. After all, it is the IP that Project Moon has poured their blood, sweat, and tears into, so I understand if they don't want something that doesn't fit their vision. As stated, this is a portfolio piece demonstrating my programming skills first and foremost. Well, that's all the disclaimers, more on that after the demo. But for now, let's get straight into the game. For those unfamiliar with Library Ruina, imagine that you're playing as John Wick in a dystopian, cyberpunk-ish future city. Hello! Thank you for playing Quixotic Pursuit. This tutorial will help you understand the core of the combat system. You can see the health and stagger bar of both characters on the profile. When a character is damaged, they will lose both. When the health goes to 0, the character dies and combat ends. When the stagger goes to 0, the character is stunned and takes more damage. You can see that there's a corresponding red bar and a corresponding yellow bar here. People who have played Library of Ruina will probably find this familiar. Once you're ready to start combat, you can press the 4th note key. By default, this is bound to K. During combat, you will take alternating turns. During your turn, large bars will appear. Press any note key to attack the enemy. I'm going to press K here. When you use an attack, you use the card from your deck. The card depends on the key and order of your attacks. This is a bit confusing, but I'll explain it later. You get 4 attacks a turn. For example, the cards currently highlighted are the cards you can use for your second attack. Note that each card you use will have a light cost. The cost of each card is shown in the upper right hand of the node for each card. You can see the costs here. The current amount of light you hold is shown above the bar, right here. You can hold only 5 at once, and you can regenerate 1 bolt at the start of a turn and whenever you don't use an attack. I don't know how to spell. This is a card. On the top left is which weapon that it uses. On the top right is the light cost. This one in particular costs 2 light. You can see this is the same number. The bottom shows the sequence to use the card. for example this card in particular, requires pressing the D key on your first attack. You can hover over the card to see the description of what the card does. And finally, while in the map later, you can check your deck by clicking the deck icon on the top right. Alright. Now it's the opponent's turn. They will attack you during their turn. Tap the correct note when the line hits the bar to defend yourself. A perfect hit will result in an evade. You can see that these are the default controls. I kind of modeled it after a similar game called Osu. That's all there is to combat. During the enemy turn, hit the notes like a written game to avoid damage, and during your turn, hit notes to use cards to defeat your opponent. Have fun and thanks for playing. Here we get our first meaningful choice. We get to choose one of 3 upgrades. People who have played Slay the Spire probably find it similar to the one at the beginning. For now, because these 2 mechanics, we haven't run into them yet, I'm just going to take the money. You see my money up here has gone up. Alright, as you can see, it follows a similar layout to Slay the Spire. It is a roguelike with a couple of nodes that you can visit that leads to the final boss at the end. For now, it's a bit unclear what these weapons do, but I think as we play, we'll get into it. I think I want to take this route. Alright, and now we get our first card upgrade. You can see that all of these replaces at least some card. This is because, as you might imagine, you get 4 cards for the 4 attacks that you get during your turn. So it's inevitable that you have to replace at least one whenever you add one. Now, these do have some keywords. You can hover over them to see what they do. In particular, this weapon, which is called Mook Workshop, has special effects that are used when they are the last card used in the turn. This means that you kind of want there to be a 4 in this, node, so I think I'm going to be taking this one. So going back to the deck list, the way that the card system works is that each card you use depends on the key you press at which attack. So for example, if I press D in my first attack for this one, then it would use Thrust. If I press J for my 4th attack, it would use Sky Clearing Cup. Right now, I am going to change the settings a bit to something I'm a bit more familiar with. There we go. And as you can see, the UI has updated to fit my changes to the controls. Let's try going to this node next. You can see I just used that new card I just picked up. Paste. Right now I'm struggling with keeping up a decent light count. I'm gonna take a turn to recover. There we go. Right. This is a weapon called Wheels Industry, and the cards in for this weapon revolve around blocking. I'm thinking of grabbing Fortify. As you can see, it has a bit of a different tint in the top right. It's a rare card. The exhaust doesn't mean that I can only use it once per combat, but being able to double my block is pretty good, so I am going to take it. Now if I check my deck right now, for example, I could combo it by using block for my first attack to get 5 to 7 block, and then Fortify up to double that block. It does leave me at 0 light because this one costs 3 and this one costs 2, but I think it's a good combo. Maybe we can find something here though. Alright. As you can see, this is a shop. I'm reading through all the stuff that I can buy here. Because I took the gold at the beginning, I have a good amount of cash to spend. There is the option to heal 40 HP, but I'm already pretty high on health, so I don't think I'll need to do that. I think what I want to do here is I want to upgrade the card. Ooh. Finale, gain 10 power. Reduce cost by 2, min roll by 4, and max roll by 4. Alright, let's see what these options these give me. Okay. So these are upgrading my block. I would have liked to have this upgrade that gives 10 final power in Finale, so I could put it on Sky Clearing Cut, but it randomly selects which cards you can upgrade for each upgrade, so that doesn't seem to be possible. I think I'm gonna take this one. As stated before, I think the combo I'm gonna go for is using block for my first attack and then Fortify for my second. So reducing the cost of my first block seems pretty good. Alright, next. I think I'm gonna save for now. Let's go. Well, I guess this is strictly better than this one because this one leads to 2, whereas this one only leads to 1. Ophi Fixer. On turn start, gain random amount of blackjack from 1 to 11, weighted towards 10. Can reduce blackjack by 10 if one of the previous numbers was 11. If blackjack goes over 21, resets to 0. If at 21 blackjack, gain 2 strength and reset to 0. Also, blackjack is rigged. This is just a bit of a funny thing I wanted to put in to show the house always wins. Never go gambling, guys. Oh, nice. The combo works. Now we have a full 14 block to work with. And I lost it all. That's awesome. There I just used my Sky Clearing Cut, which does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's only once a combat. kind of tempted on this Slashing Strike because it deals a lot of damage for a low cost, but also it replaces the card I already have in my 4F slot. I'm actually thinking I'm going to skip my rewards in this case. Let's check out this event. Ooh. This one sounds good. Golfing cards cost 80% less. Let's try adding that. You can see that the gear is added up here. You can double check to see what it does here. You can see the amount of enemies we defeated on the top left here. And of course, we still have our deck list. So right now, the node on the left is the weapon that focuses around blocking, and the node on the right focuses around the finale. I'm thinking that because I already have a pretty good finale card and I have some synergy around blocking, I'm going to go with the one on the left. Oh, okay. Huh. This has been unlucky, but I did get the only finale card for the Wheels industry here. So at first glance, this whole take 100 stagger damage might not seem very good, but effectively resets your stagger because if you're staggered at the end of your turn, you recover all of your stagger. But I'm thinking I'm gonna grab Retaliate here. I think that if I eventually get to a position where I can use Retaliate and then go directly into Fortify, that'll be a really nice combo. Alright. Again, it seems like this node is just freaking better. The Blade lineage. You can see that my new passive is here on the left, but it is a non-combat passive. Let's read the passives of our opponent here. At below 50% HP, reduce incoming damage by 50%. So it seems like they have an effective amount of like around 240 HP. Cannot be staggered while below 25% HP. And on turn start, if at below 10% HP, gain 4 strength and 2 haste. So this basically means that you kind of have to finish them off from basically 16 to 0. Let's try to see if we can do that. I'm kind of messing up. I'm trying to regenerate some light. Alright, they're staggered. I probably shouldn't be spamming that 0 cost attack, just because it doesn't actually help me recover my life. As you can see, because I'm staggered, I can't actually play any of the cards. Let's try and finish this. Oh, they're passive proc. They can't be staggered. I have to deal with their entire HP bar basically in this turn, or else they get Yield My Flesh. Uh-oh. That's not good. 4 strength and 2 haste. Ah. Who's balancing this game? Anyone knows? Well, though that ended poorly, you can see that there's a new option here called the Compendium. Here you can see all the cards that you've unlocked so far, or at least you've run into. You can also check out some of the lore on the opponents that you faced. You also see all the status effects that you've ran into. For example, this haste status that we've seen a couple times. On player, it slows the enemy attacks, and on the enemies, it speeds up their attacks. Interesting. You can see that this is the only gear that we ran into, so this is the only one we have currently unlocked. The more often that we defeat a certain enemy, the more information we unlock about them. So let's see if we can unlock a couple more entries. Let's try gaining a random gear this time. Interesting, if your opponent has paralyzed, deal an extra 20% damage. So we probably want to find a way to inflict paralyze in this run. As you can see, the map is randomly generated, so this is a completely different map compared to what we just saw. Last time we had some pretty good success with the blocking weapon. This time I'm gonna try and go with the dodging weapon. None of these seem very good. Let's go with this one. Oh, now we get to use the haste of it. You can see how significantly slower the enemy attacks are now. It makes it easier to get a perfect hit. Oh, he died from his own passive. I think I'm gonna grab this one. Let's go through here. I'm just one gold short of being able to upgrade a card. Oh, this one's nice though. It replaces one of my slashes, but it's a permanent buff for the rest of combat. Setting this up on turn 1 could be huge. As you can imagine, the ones with the gold border are significantly rarer than the others. Unfortunately, because it is a 4 cost and it is in the same column as the Spear Sweep, it does mean that I can't use both on the same turn. Let's try this. Alright, let's go. This one's 0 cost, and it doesn't replace anything important, so I think I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this one. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna take this one. 2W. Yeah. And then we get the upgrade 3 times as well. Being able to lower the cost of this card is pretty nice. Just getting some raw damage on this one isn't bad either. I don't think I really want to risk getting... I'm already pretty low on light. I think I'm gonna take this upgrade. I could increase the cost by 4 again. High roller. I could decrease the max roll by 3 and the min roll. Sorry, I could increase the max roll by 8 and decrease the min roll by 5. That seems really good. Oh, I kind of want this one. I really want a reliable way to block. It does increase the cost though. Or I could just take this. I think I'm gonna take this. And finally, you get the option of swapping cards. Here you can click 2 cards and swap their positions. And this is how you build the combos in this game. I think the first thing that I want to do is I want this Alice Workshop card to be the first card I play in every combat. So I'm going to swap it to the first position. You can see I have 2 spots remaining. Next, I think I'm going to take this column to rest in my combat. And then I'll use Spear Sweep. And now I'll end it off with a block, I think. Now, if you remember correctly, that did lower my max stagger. So now I only have 22 stagger instead of the usual 40. In exchange, I upgraded my deck a ton, and I'm hoping that it pays off. getting the strength from the Alice workshop. Oh god, I took a bit of a beating there. Maybe taking that upgrade wasn't the best idea. There we go. So what does reprise do? Applies a bonus to the next attack on this turn. So if I use this first and then I go into Spear Sweep, I could gain a good number of attack bonus. Ooh. Oh, it's another out of combat bonus, but I'll take it. Oh, this is one of the toughest enemies in the game. On turn start, gain 1 strength for every 4 block that this unit has, and on turn end, gain 20 block. Attacks the wellness damage. So as you can imagine, the gimmick for this one is that they block a ton. And if you don't manage to do at least 20 damage a turn, it could get really dicey. Now we can at least check the cool things that we unlocked in the PDM. You can see all the new cards that we've taken here. Here's the Night Owl that we fought. The new gear we found. I think I'm gonna cut the recording here and flip it back to once I get back to the mini boss. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, this is the route that I took around this time. I tried to go for a bit of more of a strength build, so I wanted to stack the longsword cards. And my deck is looking pretty good. I got 2 copies of Forward March, which gives 1 strength this turn and 1 strength next turn, which is really good. I got a copy of Spear Sweep, which gives haste, which is kind of my defensive option. There's also this one that gives me 3 strength in exchange for 5 damage. So hopefully things work out. Oh, we got a different boss this time. This event chooses 1 of 3 random bosses. Alright, as we can see, there's different passes this time. Rage. When taking damage, gain rage. At 50 rage, gain 5 strength. If below 30 rage, gain 2 haste. So it's more about managing how much your damage output is this time. Oh, I also got this gear. CPC manual, increase your maximum life by 2, which is why I'm at 7 now. to set us in block. Oh, they got haste, so their attacks are a bit faster. They got 5 strength right now because of rage, but it is expired by 30% on turn end, so I'm not too worried. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna take this turn just to recover some light, so that I don't go over the rage limit. Straight lined up for next turn. Uh-oh. I accidentally got them. Oh my god. I succeeded at them, but I actually got them over 50 range, so that could have ended very badly. I actually think it was exactly at 50. I'll have to double check the recording, but I was hoping to finish them off the previous turn. They get another turn of rage. Oh, I think I did it though. There we go. Right, and we get... Oh, this looks pretty good. Especially with how well we stack strength, that shouldn't be a very difficult condition to fulfill. So this is supposed to be before like the actual scene shown in Jebra Story 5. Alright, let's continue. Oh, now we're up against an Ujat. This one is kind of like the defensive opponent that you run into. You can see now the enemies are tougher. They now have this passive called Speed, which essentially lets them ramp over the course of their turns. So this guy's game plan is to stall using Haboob and Hawkseye until they stack enough speed to kind of just destroy you. But in my current deck kind of counters them, just because I get to stack so much strength. It's still getting pretty dicey. Now they're going to be getting an opportunity to heal from their block. Oh god! have too much. I had to finish this maybe like 2 or 3 turns ago, but now they have different speed. You can notice that the attacks I got is significantly faster. Well, at least we get to check the cool stuff in the compendium. You can see some of the new stuff I unlocked. Oh, and the previous thing that I didn't show, I actually did defeat the Blade lineage, which is why it's unlocked here. Alright, well that's all for the gameplay demo, but I do want to take some time to go over the fanwork guidelines. Now, to preface, these guidelines aren't the end-all be-all, and I understand that. I'm not trying to game the system around some gotcha in the wording. As stated before, I won't be releasing the project public, and will take down this video and related content if I am requested as well. The point of this segment is just to explain my rationale and why I'm not releasing this game publicly. And the main thing here is this first one. You may not directly use official image resources belonging to Project Moon unless it's something that is going to be kept in personal possession. Now, throughout the game, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that I'm using assets from the game library Ruina. As such, I am not going to be distributing it, and God's further, obviously I'm not going to be selling it. It is a work that is meant to be kept in my personal possession, and it is a resume project first and foremost. Secondly, it is recommended that you state your game is fan-made. That's why I had the splash screen in the beginning. That's why I kind of stressed that it is a fan game so many times. Again, just to reiterate, I'm not affiliated with Project Moon. This is a fan game. And this is a video or a demo based on that fan game. Alright, 3. Of course, there's nothing to mass produce, so this doesn't apply to me. 4. I don't think there's anything atrocious in this game. You do kill a lot of innocents, like, John Wick / Roland would. But I do think that's a bit par for the course. It's up to the discretion of the creator, of course. So again, it's up to Project Moon. Now, where things do get iffy is this one where the audio resources don't actually belong to Project Moon. I know that Studio EIM composes most of Project Moon's music. If I had to music out the bits of the music in the video, that'd be a bit unfortunate given the nature of the game. It's a written game, but of course I will if they request me to. And if I get demonetized, then it's whatever. I'm not trying to make any money off of this. So yeah, of course there's no adult material as well. And I think that's all I wanted to go over on this demo. Well, I think that's going to be where I wrap up the video for today. I feel like throughout this project I grew a lot as an engineer. I worked with a lot of unfamiliar technology, and I hope as a viewer you had a lot of fun watching this proof of concept. I may do a live demo in the near future, maybe around Sunday if there's enough interest or traction. But other than that, have a nice rest of your week. Bye bye!